Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the surface area of spheres. It's probably one of the easiest shapes. And a sphere is just like a basketball or a softball or a baseball or a volleyball. It is a set of all points in a space equidistant from a point called the center. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. And so this is the formula that you're going to be using when you solve for surface area. So let's look at this first example. Again, the area equals 4 pi r squared. And you can go SA for surface area. The surface area equals 4 pi, and it's like the diameter is 22. So if I take 22 and I divide it by 2, that gives me 11, so it's 11 squared. The surface area equals 4 pi, and then we've got 121. The surface area then is 484 pi meters squared, or if they wanted you to round, you would put in the pi key and you get 1,520.5 meters squared. So it's either they want you to do the exact or they want you to do the approximation, and that just depends on the problem. Let's keep going. And they want you to find the surface area of a sphere, but with this they give you the circumference, and so you've got a little bit more to do on this one. So again, the surface area is pi r squared. I'm sorry, 4 pi r squared. I forgot to put 4. So let's say you write it down and you get going and you're like 4 pi and like, whoa, I don't have r squared. Like, how do I do this? So what we do is we grab the circumference, 2 pi r, okay? And we're going to take the circumference, which is 24, equals 2 pi r. And we need to find the radius. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So the radius is 24 over 2 pi. And I would leave it in that terms and plug it in that way. So 24 over 2 pi squared. So the surface area then, you can go ahead and you can bring that through. What you're going to end up knowing is you're going to take 24 divided by 2 divided by pi. You square it, and then you multiply it by 4 pi. You end up with oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I forgot this piece of it. The circumference is 24 pi. I'm sorry. So this whole thing is 24 pi. I'm like, why didn't it work out right? Just sneak your pi in there, and then that actually makes this more user-friendly. So if I divide 24 pi by 2 pi, I end up with 12 as my radius, and that's going to make this a lot easier. Let's go ahead and let's put in that 12. So 4 pi times 144. Surface area equals, so take your 144 times 4. I get 576 pi, and that would be centimeters squared, or the surface area is 1,809.56 centimeters squared. Okay, just remember, and our mistake that we did was make sure that you grab the whole number. So it's 24 pi rather than just 24. So if you go ahead and you put in your 24 pi for circumference and then you divide by your 2 pi, you should end out just fine. And that is it for spheres. If you have any questions, make sure that you ask.